Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Kwikset number 239 curved colonial door handle is what this is. This is the US3 polished brass version, and this is what the packaging looks like, or at least the current sort of packaging. This would be like a retail sort of packaging that you have. Instructions on the back, and these are linked to down below this video as well. This curved handle, I don't know how many decades it's been in existence, but I can attest to 30 for sure that this has been around. A very common item that people use basically when they want to dress up or make look possibly more elegant, a bit more elegant. Just a common knob lock where they will literally remove the lock from the door, stick this curved handle underneath, install the lock back through this door, assuming you have a deadbolt up above, and then it gives it a bit more elegant sort of look to the door. And you've done so without spending a lot of money. People who buy these are usually doing a new installation, but a lot of people who buy these are simply replacing the existing that would be decades old. And yes, of course, a finish, especially a brass, will ultimately fatigue with exposure to the elements on the exterior of a home. But nonetheless, here's what it looks like. Now I have one removed from the packaging, so I'm going to show that to you now. Okay, I have one removed from the packaging, and here's what it looks like. So this is the, again, the Kwikset 239. This is going to be solid brass. I did want to point that out. It's evidenced quite obviously solid brass from the way that the material is on the back, and then there's a lacquer that's been applied to everything. Okay. Very nice quality item, especially for the cost. I mean, they've gone up significantly. Probably in 25 years, they've more than doubled in cost. But, as has brass and everything else in the world. Now, the other finishes, and I don't believe I've discussed the other finishes that this is available in just yet. At the time of this video, US3 for polished brass, better termed 605. It'd be more accurate to call it 605, because that tells you that it's polished brass and the fact that it is a solid brass-based material, whereas US3 doesn't really tell us what the base material is. Just a little nuance of hardware. Antique brass, which would be a 609. Satin nickel, which would be 619. And then satin chrome, which would be 626. Okay, all that's going to be on a solid brass-based material. Now, what you've got is one single through bolt, or sex bolt would be a more appropriate term for this. Okay. The sex bolt itself, you've got the interior side with this decorative, not decorative head, but just a round head that's on here. I'm going to remove it from the packaging. Is, whoa. What you're dealing with here is the female portion. Then you've got a machine bolt with an oval head, and then a countersunk washer. Okay, that's what you're going to see on the interior of the door. An oval head screw with a countersunk washer. This is going to pressure fit into the exterior, so you're going to have that round head from the exterior. You've got some splines cut down in the edge, and that will, when you insert that into the pull handle, that will prevent that from spinning at all when you are tightening the screw from the inside. Those splines will literally cut grooves into the inner wall of the hole, so keep that in mind, that you'll literally have to tap that down like with a mallet, something very small and very gentle. You don't want to dimple that or dent that at all, or flatten it out, I should say. Okay. Now, the overall length from the underside of the head, it's about 1 inch and 9/16. Okay. Overall, with the top of the head, it's about 1 inch and 13/16. You've got that oval head screw. It's going to be about 1 1/8 inches in length from the underside of the head. And then again, probably this is going to be a number 6 brass finish washer, or countersunk washer, we would call that. Okay. Now there's a link below this video to a document called Hand Sketch, because for so long we'd never really had any better piece of this in hand so that we could make a technical drawing of the item, but the as Kwikset doesn't have one. But let's get to the dimensional properties of this item. This will allow you to know absolutely how accurate this item is compared to your existing. An overall height, about 12 and 5/8, end to end, overall height. Overall width of the head, it's about 2 and 15/16, and obviously this is going to be appropriate for a typical 2 1/8 inch door. Now there's no hole up at the top, if you notice, if you've seen that or realized that, for a screw. What holds the handle up at the top, of course, is just the lock onto the door. Overall height of the head of the unit, it's about 4 and 15/16. Again, about 12 and, what did I say earlier? About 12 and 7/8 overall height. Center line of where the lock prep would be down to the end is going to be about 10 and a half inch, approximately. Okay. Projection from the face of the door, we can judge that here. About 2.5 inch. Okay. It's going to be called a pitcher style handle because it looks like the handle of a pitcher. Okay. Pretty much concludes everything. The installation instructions down below this video discuss making your door more fashionable by using it. Step 1, measure the center hole where the lock set was removed. 9 1/4 inch is what they're saying from the center line of the hole to where the screw is, and I'm measuring it here, and that appears to be exactly accurate. Center line of the hole down to the center of the bottom through bolt. 9 1/4 is what they're saying. From the center line here to the center line here, so that's important. Obviously, you're going to want to make this vertical, meaning that the center line of the vertical center line from the edge of the door will be either 2 3/8 or 2 3/4. You'll want to, well, it could be anything really. I suppose it could be 5 inch as well, or other dimensions, possibly 3 3/4, possibly something from the 1930s or 40s that is a backset that I'm unaware of. Confirm the edge of the door to the center of this hole. Make it the same for this so that you know the handle will be plumb when it's installed. 9 1/4, mark with a pencil or other sharp instrument for drilling. Drill a 5/16 diameter hole through the door. You don't need a 5/16 all the way through the door naturally. But that's what the instructions call out. Reassemble, insert the lock mechanism through the center hole and decorative handle. Insert lock set stems through the holes in the installed latch. Reassemble the lock over this, basically. Press lock set and decorative handle flush against the door. Insert the sex nut through the bottom handle and door and secure with interior washer and screw provided. Obviously that will go like this. Install interior knob of the lock set, so complete your installation. Okay. Very nice quality item from Kwikset to complement their exhaustive line, their complete line of residential locks. That concludes everything about the Kwikset 239. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Kwikset items that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Kwikset number 239 and a US3 polished brass finish, door, grip, or any other Kwikset products, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.